There are those who are hip, there are those who are trend-setting, and then there are those who brew Cucumber Stout. These brew dudes are they. This is a grain to glass video. We're starting from the actual brewing process and then we'll end with a tasting. This is a Cucumber Stout. Here is the grain bill. 5.8 pounds of Irish Stout Malt, that is 2.6 kilograms. 0.8 pounds of light wheat malt, that's 3.6 kilograms. 14 ounces of roasted barley, that's 0.4 kilograms. And 8 ounces of flaked barley, 0.23 kilograms of that.
Cool.
So, for hops, English hops are the way to go for a true Cucumber Stout. 1 ounce or 28 grams of EKG hops. We're going to do that for bittering, 60 minutes into the boil. And then another shot of Challenger hops, 1 ounce, 28 grams, also at 60 minutes.
Nice, like those Challenger hops.
And then, of course, the most important ingredient, we're going to put 1 pound of cucumbers. We have an assortment of it. It's very precise what you need to do for these for this particular style. We'll take you through the process. It's very important that you get this right. If not, you got to start all over again.
No room for errors.
Exactly. So we're going to take you through that. The rest of it, you know, hopefully you know how to mash and boil and all that. But the cucumber, that's what you need to pay attention to. So let's get brewing. So this recipe is for a 5-gallon batch. I put 4 gallons of water into my kettle and heated that up to 161 Fahrenheit, 72 degrees Celsius. I then added that water to my grains in my mash tun, and I found a mash temp of 150 degrees Fahrenheit or 66 degrees Celsius. We're going to mash for 1 hour. Now during that mash, we're going to add our cucumbers. Let's go to the cucumber prep right now. As we said, the cucumber part of this recipe is the most important one, and the reason why that is that you need to prepare it in a precise manner. The recipe calls for a cucumber to be cut in very specific shapes, and for this recipe we're looking to cut it in 5mm slices. They have to be 5 millimeters.
Wait, millimeters?
5 millimeters.
I thought inches.
No, millimeters. Width. We're going to have to start over again. The other important guideline to follow is for the cucumbers not to be peeled, because if you peel, you're going to ruin the beer. We have to start over again. We have 1 pound of cucumbers sliced to the precise width of 5 millimeters each. And we're going to add it into our mash right now. This is going to be, as they call it, a top mash. So, slowly add your cucumbers to your mash. Here we go, slowly.
Okay, 30 minutes into the mash. We've top mashed with our cucumbers. We're gonna allow those cucumbers to stew in the mash for another 30 minutes. And then what happens?
And then we're going to take our first runnings, and then we're going to, as I batch sparge, so I'm going to sparge those grains and cucumbers to get my full boil volume, and then we're going to boil for 60 minutes. Both the hop additions go right in to start off the hour-long boil. Once the hour-long boil is done, I'll chill, and then we'll ferment. The yeast we're using is Y yeast 1084. So that should be interesting in terms of this, you know, tremendous.
That's the Irish ale yeast, right?
Yes, this tremendous cutting-edge style.
Awesome.
So after we're all done with that, we'll, through the power of YouTube editing and magic, we'll be tasting in your garage.
Great, I'm getting thirsty.
Until then. So if you've made it this far in the video, you're probably guessing this is some kind of April Fool's joke, and you'd be right. Is it funny? No, but let's just give a little history of why we are brewing a...
I hope you've made it this far.
We'll see.
Dump.
We'll check the analytics. Why the heck are these brew dudes brewing a cucumber stout? Well, let me take you back in time, 4.5 years almost, to a video that we put up back in 2016, October 21st to be exact, and we were discussing the then acquisition by AB InBev, really their incubator unit, ZX Ventures, they acquired Northern Brewer, and we were talking about what does that really mean that, you know, big macro, you know, breweries are buying a home brewing store, basically. Why are they doing that? And I just said, well, maybe they're doing it for data to get the hottest new trends for home brewing straight from home brewers themselves. And this one saying like, oh, well, if they're looking for data, let's throw a little wrench in the gears and let's start brewing weird things like, I don't know, Cucumber Stout. And so, of course, we took that, and some people have asked, like, so when's that Cucumber Stout happening? And I said, as Mike tells me all the time, sooner than you think.
Sooner than you think.
We didn't know that that was actually going to be 4.5 years later. And so here we are. So just to give a little background about that, that's where this is coming from. Haha. So just to, and I hate saying this, but like the base of this beer is from Jasper's homebrew and winemaking shop in Nashua, New Hampshire. It's their Mickey Finn's Classic Dry Irish Stout. I was going to put as much effort into the formulation of a cucumber stout recipe as possible, which is just buy a kit and then throw cucumbers into it. Sorry, Jasper's. I'm sure Jasper's like, don't pull me into this crap, guys. I ordered this. Shout out to Jasper's. I ordered this. They turned it around in like a day.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, I got the FedEx update. They shipped it from New Hampshire to Connecticut back to Massachusetts. I'm like, there's something about logistics here. I don't know what, but totally in line with a silly April Fool's joke. You know, why would they just deliver it, you know, straight one shot from one state to another? No, it's got to go like I was on the highway waving goodbye, like I'll see you tomorrow.
They know that once you pick cucumbers, they don't last that long. They want to get that kit out to us.
So, yeah, so there we go. That's all the silly stuff we have. Of course, this was a grain to glass video, so here we are with our glasses.
Grain to glass. We don't do it too often. We don't get grain to glass.
We get the glass.
Yeah.
Not much of the grain.
Sometimes we have the grain.
Sometimes the grain. All right, Mike. Here's a stout. The big question is, tell me about that cucumber essence.
Yeah. So right off the bat, there's a lot of just like roasted barley aroma and maybe a little bit of a chocolate malt essence in there, but not much more than that. I certainly don't pick up any cucumberness in the aroma. The rest of it, there's that roasted barley is the predominant flavor quality in there, right? Does this have a little black patent in it in the recipe? No. So it's mostly roasted barley is what I'm tasting, and there isn't a whole lot of like base malt, like bready, supportive flavors with that roasted barley. To me, it's very straight down the road roasted note.
Yep.
And pretty straightforward. There is a strange like there's an astringency on the back, which is a little bit roasted malt, roasted barley like, but there's like this coolness to it that.
Cool as a cucumber?
Cool as a cucumber. That's the best I can come up with.
God.
I mean, I actually mean that. Like, I think I actually taste strangely enough, a little bit of that, like, the pulpiness in the center of a cucumber. Maybe it's because the roasted barley is playing tricks with me, but I think it's there very subtly. Aside from that, I get no like hopness to it. There's certainly no hop aroma. There's no hop flavor. Any bitterness is being, again, driven by that black malt.
Yep.
It's pretty straightforward, easy drinking. I wish it was had a little bit more complexity to it, a little bit more depth to it, but otherwise it's fine. The fermentation character is super clean, super straightforward, really well done there, and the carbonation level is great and spot on. So, good job.
You'll be happy to know that I force carved this in 2 days.
Nice. Wow. I mean, it came out really good.
All right, to fill in some of the blanks, the base malt was Irish Stout Malt.
Yeah.
I would think that would bring a little bit more to
Me
the
too.
party.
I've used that in a beer recently too, and liked it. It's just I just don't get a lot of it here.
There's also light wheat malt in this. flake barley, and roasted barley.
Yep.
The hops, we started with, well, actually, it's both 60-minute bittering charges, EKG and Challenger.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just a little bit of hop
Yeah.
taste in the aftertaste, but nothing
and
up
hard to
front.
pick it out past
Yep.
the roasted barley. I mean, there's something there, but
Yep. But I think you're right. I think there's some cucumber essence in this.
there's something there.
Yeah.
There's something there. It's not to use a perfectly good phrase of mine. It's not off-putting.
Are we on to something?
It's interesting. I know. This is supposed to be a joke, but it's not. It's not bad. It's not bad.
If we had put in like more cucumber.
If we had doubled the cucumber amount,
Yeah.
maybe it would stand out and we'd be like, "Oh my gosh, it's a vegetal mess." But
Yes, true.
it's not. It's not. There is no like what you'd look for, like a cooked vegetable aroma. There's none of that in here.
Yep.
Again, roasted malts help cover some of that if there was here, but there's nothing interfering with my ability to just smell roasted barley.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So
It would be good to have brewed this without the cucumber. Then we could see the difference. But
yeah, true.
For another time,
Yes.
clearly. I mean, this is probably a yearly tradition at this
Yeah.
point.
We'll have to bring a bottle up to Jasper and he can say, "Hey, what is wrong with this beer?"
Why did you ruin my kit? Okay, just the original gravity, we hit a 1044. Final was 1012. We were able to ferment for 2 weeks at about 68 degrees
Yep.
Fahrenheit, 20 degrees Celsius. And that's what we got here. Like I said, like we brewed that a couple weeks ago. On Sunday, I prepared my keg, turned that PSI up to 25, gave it
Yeah.
a few shakes
Yep.
every few hours or so, and here we go. The funniest part is that Northern Brewer isn't even owned by
Yeah, it's not they're not even
ZX
owned anymore.
Ventures.
Yeah, so
So I think ZX Ventures got what they got from the homebrewing community, looked at the data, and then said, you know what? The future is in spiked seltzers. See ya.
yeah, right, exactly.
There's nothing
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
It's just a bunch of dudes, throwing
A lot of excitement.
wrenches in the gears.
Exactly.
So,
Awesome. Well, it's a good beer.
not bad. I've got plenty of it.
Hey, awesome.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for playing along, man. If you've made it this far, I'm really, really proud of you. I can't say we put up something like this every week, but like maybe every 4.5 years, you'll get a silly video from us. If you like this, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel because, we are just two dudes talking about homebrew, having a good time. Hopefully you enjoy what we do, because I don't know what else we're doing it for, if not just for...
We're just two dudes having fun.
Yep, chuckling
Talking about beer.
to ourselves. All right, for John and Mike, brew-dudes.com, brew on.
Cheers.